Hola mis serenitas, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Chiquita Serenita, and today we're doing a review, first impressions, and swatches of the Plush It Like Me, Colourpop Plush Like Me collection. I have the entire collection here. I didn't do a tutorial because there's just so many things that I need to swatch for you guys that I swatch individually. You guys already know how I do it here on the channel, and it's like, that would make it really long videos. I was like, you know what? Since I think the majority of you don't even make it to the end of the video, I want to say a good part of you guys that are dedicated to me, and I appreciate it. You guys watch the entire thing. But in reality, I don't see my eye looks anything like innovative. They're not really like out of this world. I need to know what you did to your face kind of look. So I figured there's so many things. I have to do lip swatches. I have the Lippie Pencils that I plan to do little, you know, before lip swatches, before the actual Lux Lipsticks. And then we have the blush sticks, which I will do a cheek demonstration of one of the colors, and the other ones you guys will just see live swatches of them on my arm right here. So, and then also this, I'm like, okay, you know, because I'm looking at my eye look. I just did like a halo eye. I will tell you guys what I used. I used Velour. Here is my transition shade. And then I went in with Velvet 1. Velvet 1 was the side right here. The color in the middle is called Video Night. And then for my inner corner highlight, I used Throwback. Throwback is such an underrated, beautiful color in here. Because honestly, I went in for this. And had I known what that looked like in person, because it looks like this really intense glazed metallic rose color on the eye, and I was like, I would have went for that one if I would have known. I tried to stay away from TLC. Is more of like a gold type of tone, and this is more of like a burgundy. And I did go in with Girl Band just like a tiny bit, just to like darken out that edge, to smoke it out a little bit more. But that's pretty much the palette. Comes like this. You guys know that I leave the swatches of the palette later on. I do like to break down the palette for you guys, but the swatches are pretty much at the end. I do everything else first. If you're interested in just the palette swatches, then you guys could look in the description box. I always put timestamps for that kind of type of stuff, okay? So the palette does come like this. What I didn't know from everybody else's videos, because I was watching a couple other videos, this is actually velvet, that, you know, that velour type of fabric. And I was like, wow, that looks so cool. Nobody mentioned that in their video. I had just assumed it was like two different tones of cardboard. To like, you know, like one more intense wine and then a red. But nobody mentioned that, yeah, you can see it like raises off, and you can see the little sticker of the velour, and you can feel it. Everything else just feels like a soft suede cardboard. In the back, it says Plush Like Me and has all the tones in here. I don't think anything, actually just one has a little asterisk saying that it's, you know, careful around the immediate eye area, which is that velvet one, the one that I use right here, which is probably just a dye, you know, that's how it comes. The original packaging comes like this, so you guys can see the actual velour little design that they have is on the actual palette, but not on the packaging. The packaging is more of like this golden foil type of thing going on, but still it's really cool. And then it's the exact same thing in the back, just like the palette, right? And then, of course, when you open it, it does have this little same thing on the original packaging, which is like a little foiled effect right here. The mirror does have a plastic, like, protection. And then these are the tones in here. I don't like when they use this little, it's like a rose gold foil type of on top of the palette. It really messes with the lights, and it doesn't let you guys actually see the colors. Plus, you know, look at it. It gets darker in the room. I hate it when it does that, but whatever. That's just... So I will be doing the swatches later on in the video for that. First, I'm going to start with the Lippie Pencils, okay? So the collection comes with 4 Lippie Pencils. They're all different shades. I just saw them as 2 light ones, like light nudie ones, and then 2 like dark maybe. I mean, honestly, it would have been good with just 2, personally. That's what I think. Because I looked at all the shades, and I'm like, okay, you could have done one of the darkest lightest one, and then one of the maybe second to darkest and not the complete darkest. That way it can work for a whole range of skin tones. Sometimes I just order the whole in collection because it's just cheaper to order the whole collection versus just ordering the stuff I want. Unless there's only 2 things I want out of an entire collection. If everything I like is pretty much everything, maybe like one or two things that I didn't like. It kind of defeats the purpose to add it all into cart when it comes out to almost the exact same price of buying the entire collection, maybe like $5 off, and I'm like, oh, I might as well order the whole thing. And that's usually what happens. So the packaging is pretty much the same off of these, you guys. It says Colourpop Lippie Pencils, and it has that little, I don't know how you would call that little design. It just looks very feathery, almost flowery sense, the way they made it like swirl and everything. It's cute. It's a cute little thing. So you guys know how I do lip swatches, right? I'm going to start with the lightest shade. You guys are going to see in the video that I'm going to go like this and then put it on. Usually right here I have the name of the shade that you see me trying on, and then I give you guys like a little close-up like this. And I only do that usually, sometimes I skip the whole applying and I just go straight to this, because just depending on how much time I have to do the video, that's usually what I go by. And there's nothing on my lips. Those are the natural colors of my lips. So take into consideration, my lips are already a light brown shade of pigmentation. So these colors will either intensify that or blend into nothingness. It's like, I have such a hard time struggling with that, because some of them complement my lips and just like they stand out. They have to be super pigmented in order to stand out on their own on top of my own natural lip color. Or some of the like the lightest shade, they don't do anything. They don't do anything to cover up, and I can still see my light brown lips on them. So it could go either way, okay? Just fair warning, if you want a more accurate description of these colors on non-pigmented lips, then you should watch Miss Ahi's does that stuff. Shay, I know somebody else, Amanda from Makeup for Fun, I think she does it too. She does a lot of lip swatches, stuff like that. So I'm going to start with the lightest shade, and like I said, there's 4, and then I'll give you guys my overall thoughts after, tell you guys which one was my favorite, which ones I recommend more. So let's get to the swatches, okay? Okay, so that's pretty much it for the swatches. Before I forget, I want to do the arm swatches of the Lippie sticks right here, the Lippie Pencils. And you guys already know how I do this. I don't talk. I just literally, you're going to see me do, you know, call the name out and then swatch it and then give you guys a little close-up of it. That's pretty much what I do, okay? I just want to let you guys know that of the 4, I really recommend, I think they all work perfectly for, especially if you have pigmented lips like me. They at least showed up, the lightest ones, and I was actually surprised because they look super light, like, and I didn't think they would show up on my lips, and then after I saw them, I was like, you know what, I like them all. I like them all, but if you only had to like pretty much choose 2, then I would really say maybe over the liner one, which is the second one that I put on. And then if you like more of a winey red, then definitely go for CD, which is like a wine red. That last one, this one is more of like a true burgundy brownish type of tone. And then that first one, that one's just more like a, I think it's just really, honestly, they're 2 tones of rose. But both are equally very, very beautiful. So let me just move on to the little swatches. And like I said, I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to say the name and then show you guys, okay? Good and Plenty. Over the Liner. CD. Grunge Girl. And those are the 4 Lippie pencils. You guys are going to notice that Grunge Girl and CD look super similar, but if you guys go to the actual lip swatches, they are not similar at all. I don't want there to be any confusion. CD is just very intense wine red on the lips, and Grunge Girl is more of like a burgundy maroon brownish red, like an intense dark brown. They look the same on the swatches, but believe me, in person, they're not similar at all. Not on the lips at any way. They don't look the same. So, yeah, you guys, that's the 3 right. Those are all the 4 of the Lippie Pencils. And then now I'm going to move on to the highlighter, okay? So, next is the highlighter. It comes like this. It is a Shimmering Body Powder. And I believe the shade... I have no idea what this shade color is. It doesn't say anything. I'll probably see it on the inside once I open it. The packaging is pretty, like... I have no problems with packaging with Colourpop ever, okay? When you open it up, it's like this. It's a plastic. It's called Catwalk. That's what it says in the back now. I see it. I don't know why it's not on the actual packaging. Usually it is, even on the side. But they decided it wasn't relevant, I guess. I don't know. So, it says, for extra highlighted look, use a dampened body blending sponge to sweep shimmer over the skin for a soft wash of shimmer. Use angled body kabuki brush. I thought this was like a highlighter for the face. It turns out it's a shimmering body powder. Yeah, don't ask me why the heck I didn't know that, okay? My dumb butt didn't notice. I just said it and forget it. I ordered the dang thing and it came now and it's like, what? I will tell you one thing. When I noticed this and I opened it up earlier, I was like, it smells so freaking good. It should be a freaking crime. Because it smells like bubble gum. And I'm talking about like the Fruity Bubblicious bubble gum. Like, I couldn't take it. I was like, oh my God, this smells amazing. It's like somebody's going to want to lick your body parts. Now, when you open it up, it does have a frosted protection. And this is the shade tone. It is like a rose... shimmery type of goldish shimmer. It's really pretty. Honestly, I really liked it. And like I said, it smells fruity. It does have that fruity bubblegum smell to me. That's what I thought. Or maybe like a watermelon. You could totally say that it sounds like it like smells like that. I am going to give you guys a little swatch right here in the back of my hand. I don't know if I should even bother doing it. Look how gorgeous that is. Like I thought it was a highlighter. Like, I was so ready for this. I was so stoked thinking, yeah, it's going to be such a beautiful compliment of a highlighter. And it says body shimmer on it. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do with you, Becky? I don't even use body highlighters. Let me see. I don't use body highlighters, you guys. I don't use them at all. What the heck would I use this for? It's like... I don't know. Maybe I want to smell good one day. Is this supposed to be used outside, you guys? Like, when it's summertime, maybe? Because right now it's fall, and I don't see the reason why to have this. It just looks weird. It just looks like I put something very glittery on. Like I did a craft project, and then the kids just attacked me. I don't know. Like, can y'all see it? Like, I don't know the difference. I will say it's a beautiful shade. Like, it's a really, really gorgeous... That is a beautiful shade range, but I don't see where I would use this, honestly, and that's just me, because I never use these type of products, but I don't know. You know, it might be somebody's thing. Maybe it's just me, that I'm the weird person that don't see a way to use this, but it is a gorgeous shade, and it smells amazing. So, I have no complaints there, okay, you guys? That is the Shimmering Body Powder. That's what they're calling it, okay? Now I want to talk about the blush sticks, okay? Normally, I think I only wanted like one of the blush sticks that I was really, really interested in because it had like a really beautiful berry tone type of color. But since, like I said, it's cheaper just to buy the entire collection versus just buying maybe 1 or 2 products. That's why I ended up going for all of them. I'm only going to give one demonstration of the actual blushes. I'm not going to bother, you know, applying every single one on my cheeks. I'd love to, you guys, honestly, but I just don't have the time right now. So, This is the darkest shade, I'm assuming. I'm going to take them all out of the boxes, of the packaging, and I'm going to just start comparing them, what they look like, because I think they're honestly just perfect for fall. Like this is, I think this is the lightest one. I wasn't really interested in the lightest one because they don't really show up on me. The lightest tones just look like these god-awful light pastel-y pink. That's what they look like on me anyways. This one is so similar to that dark one right here. Well, it's like a medium tone-ish, but I don't get it why they do all that. Colourpop, I swear. So let me take this last one out. So that's the lightest one right here. This one is called Skater Boy. So definitely if you're like light skin, it'll fit you. I don't think it's going to show up on my skin. This one is called Mallrat. I don't know why they messed up on the word. Lettering is like really puffed up, so it takes me forever to read it. And then you have the third darkest one. This one is called Winona Forever. So this one's really, really pretty. And then the last one, so-called, is the darkest one, so you guys can see. Let me see if I can hold all four of them up for you guys so you guys can see the shade range. So clearly this one is not going to get demonstration on my cheeks. But I will go for, we'll try Mallrat just because it's an interesting color. I know a lot of other YouTubers have already done Winona Forever. Winona Forever is guaranteed to work on me. Definitely, I like that they added that dark color so-called because I feel like for someone who is more darker skin, it's going to fit you a lot better versus that. Really, this one's so freaking pastel pink. I'm going to do little arm swatches for you guys, but first I'm going to do the demonstration on the cheeks. And then after that, I'll tell you guys my overall thoughts. I'm not really into blush sticks. I prefer blush mattes. But like I said, it came with the collection, so I might as well give you guys demonstrations and all that stuff, okay? So let me start with the demonstration. Okay, so like I said, I don't like blush sticks from Colourpop. I don't like blush that isn't matte form. The reason for that, because I am super oily skin, like ridiculously oily skin. And I always need matte everything just to keep the oil on my face in control. This applies as a very dewy, creamy consistency on your cheeks. So definitely if you're like dry skin, you're going to love this. I don't like cream blushes. I just... Now the color, it's okay. It's like a subtle pinky tone on my cheeks. You guys can see it, right? It's pretty. It's not like, it's not me. And if you know me and you've been watching me for a while, I'm like an 80s prostitute, okay? I like my stuff to show. I want people to see it. There's Sarah coming down the street. That's just me though. You don't have to look like a hot mess like me. This is just okay. This is for like a day that I don't want a whole ton of makeup, or I don't want to be so obvious with my makeup. I mean, like, my is already intense as it is, so I kind of want to play down the cheeks, right? Something like that. So this one fits it better. Definitely, if you're darker than me, no, don't even bother with that dang thing. Don't even bother with this one. That pasty patty doesn't need to make it to even the equation, okay? We ain't adding her in this. And like if you're darker, then yeah, these are the tones you want to go for. Winona Forever and So-Called, they're just darker. They just look like they would fit darker complexions. Even then, I feel like I could get away more with Winona than this one. I would have to go super light on it. It'd probably be too intense for me. But the way the creamy consistency feels, I feel like these are buildable. So definitely this one would still work for me because I don't feel like they're not as pigmented as I thought they would be. They're definitely just add this very subtle sheen of color. Even now, like I can barely see the shade tone on here anymore. It's just there, but it's not like intense there, right? Real quick, I'm going to give you guys little arm swatches of every one of the colors. I'm going to start with the lightest one, and you guys already know I'm not going to talk. I'm just literally going to say the shade name, and then I'm going to give a little swatch and give you guys a close-up of it. Okay? So let me do that. Skater Boys. Mallrat. Winona Forever. So Called. And those are all 4 of the blush sticks. And like I said, I totally feel like every single one of them, for someone lighter skin, it'll work for you. For darker skin, maybe we stick to these last 3, right? But these are definitely buildable to intensity type of tones. I don't recommend this for someone who is like oily skin like me, because I feel I'm touching my cheeks and they still feel like that dewy stickiness. Not like stickiness in an uncomfortable way, but it hasn't dried down to a matte formula. Nothing like that. And I just don't like that. I don't like that when I'm touching my cheeks, I could feel that. It's just like, I can feel it. It's like a little sticky residue. It's not like sticky in a comfortable way, but I definitely don't like feeling like that, okay? So it's up to you. Completely up to you. Like I always say, you know, it's your money. You do what you want with it. I'm just here to give you guys my humble opinion and my experience, and tell you guys, you know, do what you will with my opinion. It's up to you, okay? So let's move on to the Lux lipsticks. So here are all 4 of the Lux lipsticks, you guys. There's like a ton. There's like 8 of them. I personally think that once I open them, there's a lot of colors in here that look the same in person. Now, you guys already know how we do it. It's like, it might look the same in person. It might look the same on camera. But when you put it on your lips, it's a whole different other subject, right? Because the lips are way different from even the swatches on the arms. The swatching on the arm could be deceiving. That's why so many people love lip swatches. And I get it. I'm the same way. Like, I want to see it on the lips. Show me what it looks like on the lips. But I want to see how it looks on pigmented lips, because when I see someone else who doesn't have pigmented lips, like just a very light rosy tone to their cheek, to their lips, or they have like a little light like peach tone, that's not going to look the same on me. That's how I personally feel. That's why I love doing lip swatches, because I know there's a lot of you out there have similar like light brown natural lips like me, and you know that it doesn't look the same. Someone else tries it on and you're like, oh my god, that's like a gorgeous rose tone. And then you order the lipstick and you put it in and you're like, that doesn't look the same like on her. It sucks, I know, but you know what? We work around it and just find a way to get through it. I honestly, that's why I go for the darkest shades. But like when I get a chance to swatch every single one of them for you guys, like I'm going to do right now, it's awesome. Because I know I'm going to help a lot of you guys out. And you guys can decide, okay, well, I only want these 2, right? You don't have to buy all 8. They look a lot similar. I am loving these tones, though, because when I took them out, I was like, ooh, those are some fall colors. Like, the lightest one in here, honestly, is this one, you guys. It's called Gen X. And it looks like this super peachy tone nude. Y'all already know how I feel about these nudes, okay? They don't do anything jack squat to my lips, but we're gonna give it a chance. This was the one that came out so messed up, you guys. It came all like destroyed on top, like it's inside here, and I think this is the one that fell out. I had one that completely fell out of my little thing. I'm not sure if, I don't think it was this one. It was probably another one, but it like completely sucked, because it's like, what was that? So you guys already know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give swatches. I'm not gonna do like the whole, you guys see me applying it. I'm sorry, it's gonna take longer. So we're just gonna, you guys are gonna see me with it already on my lips, going like this, okay? And the name's gonna be up here. You guys already know how I do that. I'm gonna start from the lightest, or what I think that physically looks like the lightest. And I'm gonna scooch down all the way to the darkest color all at the end. And then I'll give you guys my overall thoughts of which ones that I really liked, which ones were my favorites and stuff like that, which ones I recommend, all that good stuff, okay? So let's get to the swatches. that's pretty much it for all of the lip swatches. I happen to have the last one that I just swatched for you guys. It was called Pluck. I'm going to tell you guys every single one that I do recommend, like 100% really loved on my lips. And the first one was called Crying. Crying is just very subtle pink, sort of like mauve pink. Very, very light, but I feel that it still showed up, right? It still gave that, oh, look at me. I'm very subtle, but I'm here on your lips. And I feel like with a darker lip liner, it would be perfect for me anyways. For pigmented lips, it still works. And then secondly, I have Regulate. First of all, I love the name because I was like, regulate. We regulate everything. I started singing. I love the name. It's a very beautiful on the lips. It doesn't show up a whole lot, but I feel like it shows up enough to like say, hey, I'm right here, girlfriend. You know, like I feel that it's a very beautiful tone, especially on me. I love it. Matte AF. Now, Matte AF is another, oh my god, it's just like this gorgeous rosy tone brown. I loved it. It's a really beautiful color. Now, I want to say that Call Waiting was the best of those last two, like compared to what I have on my lips, right, which is Plucked. I really recommend Call Waiting more. Call Waiting is just this gorgeous scarlet tone red. And it's like, I'm here, look at me, right? This one is just more of a deep wine tone. It's not something out of the ordinary that I haven't seen. I have a freaking plastic bin of just lip products, you guys. So believe me when I tell you guys that I see this color. This color is nothing new to me. But when I see this one, this is the one that calls to me. This is the one that's like, oh my god, it's a scarlet red tone. I don't know. You know, that's just me though. To each their own. Plucked is still a very beautiful color. Like, look at it. It's still very beautiful. So if you like those deep tone red like me, woo, you want both of them, okay? And then these ones were honestly just okay. Generation X, Gen X was the first one that I put on there. It still technically showed up on my lips, but it was just like a pastel pink on my lips. It wasn't something that I feel like I couldn't work with, you know? I could have still got like a deep rosy tone lip liner, smack this in the middle, put a lip gloss on, and call it a day. It's not the worst offender, so it's just okay. These tones, I feel are more geared to non-pigmented lips, like lighter skin tones, versus someone like me. It works, but it's not like the best, right? And then next we have Kate. And Kate is a very blush tone nude. It was just okay. It wasn't like, okay, I'm not offended by you. I could still use both of you. Now the worst B in this, I don't even want to talk about. I cannot stand this lip color. Banty. Is it Banty? Yeah. What the F is this, Colourpop? This did not even show up on my lips. It might as well have been a lip balm. That's how bad it was. Now, y'all, I love the feel of these lipsticks. They're freaking nice. The Lux, if you've never tried the Lux Blur lipsticks, I 100% recommend them. It doesn't matter what shade you get. Peeps. This feels amazing on the lips. They're not matte, first of all. They won't dry down. They're like semi-matte. So it'll still show up if you like try to kiss someone or whatever. It's just the fact that they're very comfortable. They're non-sticky. It's like very hydrating to the lips. So it's like this very moisturizing amazingness on your lips. I love the way they feel. It's just that if I'm going to waste money on a lipstick, and it's a Velvet Blur, for example, whatever. If it's not a lip gloss, I don't want it. Like, if it's telling me that this is a lipstick, you're telling me supposed to have pigmentation, right? It's supposed to show up on my lips. That's the whole point of a lipstick, basically. Unless I'm buying a lip balm or a lipstick. This didn't even show up. Why do I need you? Why? You're worthless to me. At least for someone who has pigmented lips, don't even waste your time with Banty. It did not even show up. I am thoroughly offended. Like, it looked like I had nothing on. Like, I might as well just had, like, you know, this lip balm, and it's just moisturizing. It feels amazing on the lips, but then there's no pigmentation. There's no color to it. So what was the point of having it? This is not even savable. to me, in my opinion, even with a lip liner, because it's pointless. I could achieve this look with just a dark brown lip liner or like a nudie type of lip liner for me and the lip gloss on top. Boom, that's Banty for me. I wouldn't have to waste my time buying this product when I can achieve it with that whole plastic bin of products right there. I can achieve the exact same look of Banty or whatever the heck. I don't even know what his name is. But yeah, you guys, other than that, that's the only one I didn't like. If you're lighter than me or you have non-pigmented lips, this will still 1,000 times work. Good for you. It doesn't seem like it's a bad color. Honestly, it doesn't. When I saw it, I was like, you know what? If it didn't have pigmented lips, this would show up on my lips. But right now I'm looking at it and it's like my overall color of my lips were like taking over it. So it was overwhelming it. So you couldn't even see what it looked like. But I bet on its own right now when we do the little swatches, you guys are going to be able to see what it actually looks like. And I think it's a gorgeous tone. It's not a bad tone. It's just me. I'm what's wrong right now. So real quick, I'm going to do little lip swatches. I'm going to go in the exact same sequence, like lightest to darkest basically. And you guys already know I'm just going to say the name and I'm going to do a little swatch and I'm going to do a little close up for you guys. That's pretty much what I'm going to do, okay? Gen X. Kate. Banty. Crying. Regulate. Matte AF. Call waiting. Plucked. And those are all the shade tones of the Blur lipsticks, you guys. And like I said, you know, typical, they look really similar, but like you guys can tell in person on your lips, this one's a lot more like intense scarlet red versus this one's like a dark wine color. And pretty much, like I said, the first ones that I didn't really like this one because on my lips it looked very pastel pink and it didn't have a whole lot of pigmentation. Even this one, like I said, this was the worst offender right there. And I want to show my lips. So definitely I recommend like the last 4 or 5 of them. They're really dark. All the ones that I said that I recommended, those are perfect for pigmented lips. It's just those first other 3 that I didn't really like, that didn't really do a whole lot for me. Even then, you know, I felt that Generation X and the other one, which was Kate and Generation X, I still feel that they're workable. Like they could still work for anyone, just with a really good lip liner and a lip gloss on top maybe. I feel that the Banty is like definitely not for pigmented lips. It's for someone who's lighter skin, who has lighter pigmentation on their lips, like a light peach or light pink on your lips, and then you'll be able to get more oomph out of that color. Versus me, who was already a natural soft brown, that didn't do a dang thing for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the palette swatches now. Okay, you guys? Okay, so it's the moment you all been waiting for. It's time for the palette swatches. I'm not going to talk a lot because I already showed you guys a whole bunch of things in the beginning of the video. So now we're just going to skip right to the good stuff, okay? We're going to start right here in this corner. We're going to go clear across until we get to the end of this palette. One thing that I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, this palette is the exact same size as the Limoncello palette and as the Powerpuff Girls palette. It's got these huge, they're about 2 fingers wide pans. So it is a huge palette compared to their normal size ones. This is more of like the, I'm going to call it the luxury size palette, you know, because it reminds me a lot of the same size like the Limoncello. It reminds me a lot of those 2 holiday ones that I got last year. I can't even remember the mauvey tone and the goldish tone one. I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember. I just can't remember the name. So yeah, you guys, we're gonna start with that first one, and it's called Runaway. I definitely don't like this tone shade, and it's only because it's the lightest one in there. I was like, I don't see myself using it, and even then, it's a beautiful nude matte. Look at that. It does look more vanilla in the pan, but right now that I'm swatching it, it is more of like this toasty brown nude. The next one is called Ironic. This is a beautiful brown matte. It's very pretty. I honestly don't think I would probably use it. It looks a little light. I think I could still use it probably as a transition shade, honestly. I think I could still use it. Yeah, it's pretty. Then you have Slip Dress. This is a gorgeous orange caramel type of matte. I love that one. That one's a pretty color, especially for fall. Look at that. Then we have Video Night. Video Night is that creamy shimmer that I told you guys about. It's very mauvey. It's a mauve shimmer. It's very pretty and it's very creamy. Look at that. Oh, it's so beautiful. Right here on the eye, I have it. You guys, it's gorgeous. In the next row, we have Throwback. Like I said earlier, you guys, if I would have known what I know, I would have used this. It's so freaking gorgeous. I could not get over the fact, because it's just definitely, they're both equally creamy, but this one is just more of an intense metallic mauve, and this is more of like a frosty type of pink mauve. So there is a difference. Look at that. Just like, look at it. Come on. Tell me you wouldn't. It's just so gorgeous. I was like, why did I not use it? I used it as my inner corner highlight, but still, if I would have known what I know, I would have put it right here. Velour, which is really funny that they named it Velour when it's got velour all over the front packaging. This is such a gorgeous terracotta tone matte. That's so beautiful. I love that one. Look at that. Oh. Now we got TLC. This is such a beautiful, I want to call it like between a taupe and a gold shimmer. It's super creamy. I'm loving this shade. It's so gorgeous. Next you have Depp, like D-E-P-P, not Johnny Depp. Well, maybe he does spell it that way. I don't remember. This is another like taupey brown. It looks almost like this has a tinge of caramel to it. Honestly, when I first looked at this palette, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I wasn't liking this tone right here personally. I thought it looked like a muddy, ugly brown. Like, that's what it looked like. But now that I'm seeing it swatch, I'm thinking, wow, that is a really pretty color. Because between when I saw the first palette, when I first like opened it, I wasn't feeling this one, apart from like, you know, obviously I don't really like the light ones, but this one right here and that one, I thought this one looked like just this light brown. I go, that's going to be too light for me. And this one just looked like a god-awful muddy khaki color. And I was like, you know what? I don't think that's going to work. But now that I'm swatching it, I'm glad that I'm swatching, because I'm like, that's actually a really, really pretty color. Next row, we have Girl Band. This is just a very dark chocolate maroon brown. This is a matte as well. It almost has a tinge of purple, right? Doesn't it look like it has a little bit of burgundy in there for some reason? That's what it looks like. Knee Highs. This one is just a berry tone metallic shimmer. It's not something that I haven't already seen. Obviously, if you have enough palettes like me, it's like not surprising. But it is really pretty. Look at that. It's really intense. It's like almost like a high sheen type of shimmer. And definitely, I'm not hating that one. Flannel is just like this perfect chocolate matte in a palette, you know. It's got a little bit of fallout, especially when I'm doing the swatches right now. Some of these mattes, not all of them, it's just like mostly this one. And this one had like fallout when I was swatching them. Lastly, we have Velvet One. And this one is just a really deep wine type of matte tone, and it does feel a little dry on the dry end. I don't think it's really patchy. I don't really see this one. No, not even. I don't think any of them are patchy. This one looks like a little bit, but it's not like a huge deal. I don't think any of them will give you problems. And that is all of the shades in this palette. It's really pretty palette, right? It's like simple, but I think it's like a workable type of. Definitely has some fall mixed in there. And if you guys have more palettes, mix it up, okay? There is no rule that says you have to stick to this one palette. I for sure would throw this with another palette and just like create a whole bunch of different looks. On its own, I feel like it's very rustic, earthy, fall. Obviously, it has all these little like different color leaves. I would have killed for a green in here though, like, because I think you need fall. There has to be a green in there somewhere, even if it's an olivey green. But you could have got rid of that one, and you could have gave me an olivey green, and I would have loved this entire palette. Even I would have maybe taken out that one, kept this one, and added another darker tone green. I thought that would have been so perfect. I think they just went straight to more of the burgundy colorish side of things. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. So that is pretty much everything in this entire collection. Hopefully you guys do not hate me and it's not like took forever because she doesn't shut up. You know, I swatch everything, and I'm not going to be one of those type of YouTubers that just says like, this is it, look, go on your merry way. No, I'm going to tell you my experience, and if I can save you some cash, just save yourself some cash and don't buy it or something like that. You know, that's just how I am. You don't have to take my word for it. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's your money. You spend it the way you want. I already bought it. There is no going back from here, okay? So I'm going to let you guys go. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And until next time, stay warm, stay blessed, and stay magical. Bye, you guys.